I want to shift gears here because House Bill 538, it's on the third reading calendar, and as the House seems to be flying through some bills, so it might pop up today. It may not. They usually adjourn at the top of the hour, so we'll see if they get to it. But 538, this is the compelled speech bill, and I know you guys have an interest in this. Here's Ted Hill presenting it in committee just a matter of weeks ago. And, obviously this sort of thing causes a lot of controversy because there's folks out there that will insist that even though that were born a male, that you call them a female. And while, out in the public space, it's fine to have those debates, but should the government be compelling its employees and people that work for the government to go against their judgment of what's going on, what they see in front of them, and compel them to call people different names and different genders and that sort of thing? What's the impetus behind this bill? Where do you guys stand on this, and what can you tell us about its chances, you think?
Yeah, so House Bill 538 protects the right of government employees and school teachers to use biologically accurate pronouns. And it's crazy that we even need state legislation to deal with this issue, but it's necessary. There are public school teachers and government employees all across the country who are being fired. They're facing adverse employment action. They're even facing civil lawsuits because they used biologically accurate pronouns in the course of their work. This is a grave violation of freedom of speech, freedom of religion. There is longstanding U.S. Supreme Court doctrine that government cannot compel even its employees to engage in political speech. And pronouns, the court has ruled, is political speech because it deals with a political issue. It deals with an issue of political debate, which is whether biological sex is immutable and objective and given by God, or whether biological sex is something that a person can change and is based on a person's subjective perception of reality. And so that political debate, it implicates all sorts of First Amendment concerns. We've done statewide polling on this issue, Matt, and we found that most Idaho voters, 62%, actually want legal protections for school teachers and other government employees when it comes to using biologically accurate pronouns. We are very supportive of this legislation. We're hopeful it will make it through. It's necessary that it does get through the process.
Yeah, and like you said, it's crazy that we even have to do this, where we're saying you can't force people to lie. I mean, that's basically what it is. You're forcing people to lie. What I do find fascinating too is that Representative Hill and then Senator Treacle in the Senate appears to be the co-sponsor if it makes it over to the Senate side. And these are both like hardcore military guys who are used to having the government compel them to do all sorts of things that go with being in the military, including speech sometimes. So if you've got these guys behind it saying, "Hey, man, we this is not right," and so we thank them for being behind this bill. I'm again, how did we get to this point where we even have to, and this is more of a societal question, Blaine, and I think maybe we should take a break and come back and talk about this more. But I think I really want to know how we got to the point where we have to wage these battles, and who is it going to fall upon to wage these battles, these really hard moral decisions that come from a higher authority. Right. So let me hold you. I want to take a quick break so we can reset here. I want to hold you over and I want to get into this discussion. You stick around?
Sounds good.
All right, great. All right, folks, we'll be right back with Blaine Conzatti.
It's our job to maintain the proper role of government and what we were tasked to do.